name is Oum Saokosal. Today we're gonna learn Hello World in Android Studio. If you are new to Android Studio, maybe you are from Eclipse or maybe you just like completely new to Android, this lesson is for you. So we're gonna start from installing Android Studio, which is based on IntelliJ IDEA, and we're gonna work with the Android Studio a little bit, and we're gonna walk through to install a third-party emulator and run Hello World. Before we can install Android Studio, we have to install JDK. So we go and find out the JDK and go, I think, to here. You must accept this, and then if you are on Windows, you can download 86 or 64. Depends on your machine. For me now, I choose this one because I already downloaded. I don't have to. So this is the first one, and you download, spend some time on that, and then install it. After that, you go to Android Studio, and this, if you are on Windows, you will see here for Windows. For Mac, you just go there and download it. So again, I have already downloaded, so I don't need to. And it will take a lot of time to download this, and also it will like when you start that project on Android Studio, it will download the SDK, so it will take quite a long time. So I have done that. So this is just like a brief installation, and the next one you need GenyMotion. So this is the GenyMotion. To get the GenyMotion, you can pay for that if you want test with any device, and you can see a lot of feature. If you don't pay, you cannot work with it, like multitask, like accelerometer, Java API, screencast, many things. And so for like if you work it as like a professional career, you need to purchase it. But now just like for testing, we go to download. If you are on Windows, click on Windows. So get GenyMotion. So here you need an account. So if you don't have, just create one. For me, I have already, so I type in. Okay, now I download. As you can see, it's number one here because I already downloaded, so cancel it. So you go here, I'm sorry, you go to your folder, download, and you just install as usual, like this, drag like that, okay. And for Java, it's okay. You can install Android first or Java first, it doesn't matter. And then now assume that you complete your Android Studio installation. You can find Android Studio in the Launchpad and drag it into here. Now let's start it. And also here, the GenyMotion, you need to confirm from your email, Gmail or whatever. Actually, when you first started, you won't see this screen. You will see the SDK downloading. So take some time to download it until you finish it. Then you will see this. So let's start a new project. Okay, so give a name. Let's say hello world, and then you can change your root. And now we stick with the phone, and if you want to you know, like um, expand your audience, maybe you can uh, tick 2.3.3 because a lot of people still used it. And if you accept like this, some features cannot be done. So I recommend you not to use this, and I suggest to stick with the default one because a lot of API will work with the new West version. So if you want to develop for a wearable the device, TV, just click on that. Glass, install it. So for now, just phone and tablet is enough for us. Choose the blank activity and give it a name. But if you don't have any name yet, just stick with it. But to understand this, you have to understand that anything in Android is like this. Is one activity is called activity. So if you're from C# or VB, it's called form or maybe a web page. But here is like one panel is one activity, and it's always associated with a layout. So if you give a name, let's say first page, you can see the layout will be named to activity underscore first. So it's kind of standard way to give a name in Android. And this is the title. So if you want a title, give it like first page, but let's stick with this. Sorry, what's wrong with my fingers? So finish it. And also this part will take a long time when you first started, but for me it will like faster than before. And the good thing about Android Studio is that it uses Gradle. Okay, Gradle is the most important thing in Android Studio. I will explain it in my next videos. I'm not sure which one, but I will explain about it. And the old Eclipse, the ADT, didn't use Gradle, use End, which is not good. Um, but Android Studio takes a lot of RAM. It's really slow if you stick with the old machine. So I recommend you, if you want to work with it as a professional career, I suggest you to buy a new one. Maybe Mac is the best. Okay, maybe that is the reason that I bought Mac. Actually, I used to work with the old Dell. Okay, so in Android there are some like a framework for you. So you can, if you don't see this, you just click on project here. Mostly you don't see it, you just see the blank here. So the folder here is like this, and you go to Java. It's like a controller, if you like, you know, and MVC, but it's not really MVC. It's like a class that control anything for for its layout. This is the layout. It's associated with a main activity. As you can see here, the all.layout activity main actually it is the XML file. Okay, if you try to change to something else, let's say you give a dot, Okay, see, this is the file, and let's say you want to rename. So to rename it, you press right click and go to refactor and rename. Let's say I give it a name like my activity name. Okay, now this will go to activity name, so it's like associated with each other. So let's refactor back to activity name. Okay, and this is just only for testing. It's a little bit complicated to explain it at this time, but it's kind of like, like you want to test it using code. Yeah, it's kind of procedure to do that, and the Android will just like give it to you by default. So for now, just don't care about it. And this is the folder you want to put some image on that. We will talk about it later. This is the menu. You can give a menu here and some values. We will talk about it later. So this is the Gradle. Okay. Now we don't talk about that. So we talk about Android activity. So Android uh, has a layout here. Okay, close. As you can see, this is the hello world. If you want to change the word, or just double click on this and give a text on that, like good evening. Okay, and there's some error here. It said there is you have to give an ID. For example, like it starts with TV, so it's like hello. Okay, and you save. And you want to put some more text, just drag from here. It's a large one. Double click. Maybe Android Studio. Okay. Okay. The layout here is a little bit complicated. I will explain it later. But for now, you can drag and drop, and you can see it's just easy. And behind the user interface, you have the text. This kind of XML file that represent the user the interface here. So if you change the code here, you will change the interface. If you change the interface, you will change the XML is like a bio, like interchangeable. But if you are not good at coding, just stick with the user interface here. And you can have option here. And this is the component tree. Is like in the, if you used to work with I don't know, maybe XML, I'm sorry, HTML. It's like HTML, like you have a div and then you have a component inside, maybe input text, whatever. So here is a Java file, and let's say you want to increase some font. You can go to Android Studio and preferences. No. Go to I'm not sure. Maybe preferences. Yeah, but on Windows you go to File, and you will find preferences in the File menu. But for Mac, preferences in the Android Studio. Yeah, and you want to find font, just type font here and click on this. So here is the font. Okay, escape. So to change it, you may need to save as first, and you give like default me, and then give a font to maybe 15. I don't know, with 14 is good. And if you want to change to the dark one, you can change it. Okay, but for me, I will stick with the light one. I just like this kind of color. I don't like black. Okay, so now we're gonna run it. So click on run. So this will open a default emulator. It's a native one. It's kind of slow, so we need to install the GenyMotion. So after you download GenyMotion, you can install it now. I didn't install it yet, so let's install it while it's running. It takes a lot of time to build for the first time, and sometimes if you're in the old machine, you will stuck. Really, you will stuck. If you're on Windows, you make sure that you have the Intel XA, I'm sorry, H like accelerator. To use that, you have to have virtual on your machine. If you don't, you cannot, no chance. Okay, now for GenyMotion, I drag it to here. You can run it from cell also, but if not, you just run from GenyMotion itself. Is it working? No, it's still running. It takes quite some time to finish the first page here. Actually, I don't like it. Okay, so where is my GenyMotion? Okay, I drag it in beside here. Okay. Ooh, it's not running. It said it needs a virtual device. We have to have virtual box here, but let's go to this hub. Maybe we can install some package here. I think it will help. I think we can go to preferences, and there is some guideline. Maybe go to the GenyMotion page. You will experience the same thing if you don't follow along. Okay, here. So to install GenyMotion plugin, you go to File Setting. Okay. File. Where is Setting? I believe it's here. And then plugin here. And one, and then right click on GenyMotion and download it. So find the GenyMotion here, okay, and install it. Yes, I think that instruction is for Windows, that's why it's on file and setting. I think we have to restart. Okay, now it's running, so drag like this. Okay, so this is the hello world. So basically it's done for our project, but because you want to run it on GenyMotion, we have to wait for a while. Okay, let's click on here. Select a path. So this one you will go to a directory in on Windows, but for Mac it's easier. You go to application and find GenyMotion, choose. Oh, GenyMotion fell. What's wrong? Okay, I will come back when it works. Okay, now I've found the reason. Is that because I didn't install VirtualBox yet? So this is the help that you have. You must download, install, and configure VirtualBox before running GenyMotion. So that's my mistake. So what? Okay. So where is my VirtualBox? I have to double click it, but drag. It's my mistake again. Actually, before I used to install GenyMotion, but it works without VirtualBox. I don't know. Maybe I accidentally installed it before I installed GenyMotion, or I don't know. Okay, start VirtualBox. Then GenyMotion. Okay, accept. You want to add one. So now it runs, but we need to add a virtual device. So now we need to download again. So sign in with your account. So my account is this. So choose your favorite one. For me, I like Samsung Galaxy Note 2 maybe. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, so give it a short name. Maybe just Note like this. So in this video, mostly we do the downloading and installation. Because this is the first video is the hello world is a starting point. Without IDE, without good environment, we cannot go on. So I will come back when the download is complete. Okay, now it's finished. So we can use it. So to use it, you start it, and you can download as many as emulator you like. Like if you like other product, you can spend some time downloading. But for the sake of testing, you just need one. And one thing that I want to point out also, that you don't have to close it and run again. You still can run it without closing it. As you can see, this is very slow. And it's also an external device. So you still can run any project on that without any closing. Now we have the GenyMotion. So let run it on GenyMotion. Click it. Oh, it took another time to run. Okay, now there are two. So we have GenyMotion and then the native emulator. So choose GenyMotion for this time. Okay, it's kind of faster, and even you close this, it's still very fast. For this, you can shut it down, and now it seems to me that it has some problem, so it's stuck. So why just stuck with it? So see, it's very slow. Okay, now we can use GenyMotion from now on. Let's try to change to other thing. Let's say we have a button. It. And how about not maybe delete it. How about clock? Okay, this one. Okay, run. I also would like to point out that some other tool is not just easy to drag and run it. Some is okay, but for the tool you need to write some code, and some tool need some higher uh, SDK. So drag around and see if it is not working, and consult with the internet, or maybe I'll see more of my video. Okay, but for now is um, I don't know what is the time. Time based on what? I don't know. Maybe there is some change here, but it's 11:20. Why is 1 o'clock faster? I don't know, but we can deal it with it later. But for now, just hello world. That's it. So we will see in the next video. For now, goodbye.